people. And I love this idea. Even if you've been in the business for a long time, you can still ask your upline to help you with this concept, and because everybody's learning in this process. And so I'm going to go ahead and let her share what they've been using with Facebook Messenger. And so Whitney, I'm going to go ahead and turn the call over to you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So guys, I tend to talk a little fast, and I'm going to keep this short because I've got 2 kids to pick up. I have a sick kid, and I have one in there screaming right now. I can hear. So basically, you guys, it's super simple, and I just felt like I was really struggling to get people to connect and to follow the system and just to really get started and get Arbonne into their life. And so I was just laying there one day and I'm like, you know what? Every time I text this girl, every time I call this girl, I plugged her into Voxer, I'm boxing her, she's not answering. What the hey am I going to do? I can't even help her get started because I can't get a hold of her. And then I would get on Facebook, and you guys all know because you've already been there, and they're on Facebook and they're active, right? So I was like, you know what? I just got to meet people where they're at. And I have been encouraging my team we have a ton of 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, 6-way group messages in Facebook Messenger. And you guys, the concept is no different than what we did 6 months ago with Voxer, or we're currently doing with Voxer. I just find that people are checking it more frequently. They're becoming more active, they're more engaged, and they're more involved, and more likely to get the message and to get the content in order to get started. So just as like an example, it also, the other thing that I want to say is it helps me to coach a brand new consultant to get brand new consultants to start. So everybody's learning, everybody can see, and everybody's getting the same thing at the same time. So where I have implemented this is with a new consultant direct to me. And then when that consultant starts to sponsor new business builders, I'm encouraging that consultant to now start a group with her and all of her business builders. You can have areas do this. You can have district managers do this that are working to go area. I'm basically just speaking to them as a group in Facebook Messenger. And because life is so crazy, you have the flexibility of sending a voice message, or you can do the texting thing, kind of like we've done with Voxer in the past. It's just right there where they're already at. The other place that I really like to use and implement 3-way group messages is when someone has questions. Like if I am prospecting someone, or if I'm helping them prospect someone, because guys, I do a lot of prospecting on Facebook Messenger, and so does my team. And so when we are prospecting people in Facebook Messenger, it's basically like setting up a take a look call, but without having to go, hey, are you available tomorrow at 2? What my new consultants are doing is they're talking to someone, they're kind of getting feedback like they may be interested in the business, and they're saying, hey, you know what? Let me start a group message with you and my friend Whitney. She's been doing this a little bit longer than me. And she'll set up the group message. So we're not like, it's kind of an indirect ask or a direct ask. It's basically telling them and asking them at the same time. Because what I have found is if you let them think about it too long, and I've had this happen to me, like I have people that I think would be amazing at this business. I want to set up a call with Beth. And the moment that I mention Beth or my friend that lives in California, they kind of freak out and they ghost me. And then I never hear from them again. And I'm like, what the heck? Beth's so nice. Like, why don't you want to talk to Beth? So what I have been doing and teaching my team to do is to set up that group message right away. So like right now I can see Robin and Debbie Landers. So let's pretend that Robin is prospecting Debbie and Robin is direct to me. So what Robin would do is she would say, you know what, Debbie, those are some really good questions. Let me connect you with my friend Whitney so she can help answer some more questions. Before Debbie even has time to answer, Robin has already set up that group message in Messenger, and she says, hey, Debbie, this is my friend Whitney. She's been doing Arbonne a little bit longer than me. Whitney, Debbie's kind of interested in the business. And I immediately pop in, and I'm like, hey, Debbie, it's so nice to meet you. I'm so pumped to tell you a little bit more about Arbonne. Tell me what you know so far, or tell me a little bit about yourself. And then I feel like when that third person, because this is happening quick, right? Like it's like boom, boom, boom. So then when Debbie opens up her messages, what she sees is Robin introducing us and she sees my introduction and she's like, oh yeah, that Whitney girl's not so weird. Like, this isn't scary. She's just asking me about myself. Versus with some, and not everybody, you guys, and the motto I've had for myself at the beginning of the year is we just have to be flexible. And if I'm talking to my grandmother and one of my grandmother's friends and they're like, what the heck is a Facebook Messenger, I'm going to say, hey, you know what, like, just get her on the phone and then I'll call in and we'll just chat like that. So just meet people where they're at. So I'm saying, but it has allowed it to go faster. It's not prolonging the getting started call to the next day. It's not prolonging the take a look to the next day. It's doing it right now. And it's just putting urgency on it, and people are signing up faster. I'm also doing this with the detox. So if people want to know more information about the detox, I send them, what's in the 30-day kit, what the price breakdown is. And if they have specific questions, because you guys have all been there when they're like, well, I'm a type 1 diabetic, or I have a thyroid issue. And if you're a brand new consultant, that may really freak you out. You may be like, oh, like all I know is what's in the kit. I don't know anything about anything else. So if you can help your new consultants connect to an area manager or a regional vice president or a national vice president, so that then the third-party validator can come in and say, oh yeah, girl, you can totally do this as a diabetic. We've seen hundreds of people complete this program with diabetes. You're coaching your new consultant and empowering them and building up their confidence and helping them to see how you speak to people. You're helping to answer their questions, and then you're still spinning it all back to that consultant. So it really is just it's creating a commotion, it's creating a frenzy, and it's just helping to empower people and meeting people right where they are so that they're getting the ball rolling faster. What was I going to say? And then the last part, like where I do this in 3-way messages, is when someone purchases the detox. We also go into a 3-way message, especially if they've never coached someone through the 30 Days to Healthy Living program before, especially. Like, some of you guys are veterans in this 30 Days to Healthy Living program, and some of us are just sticking our toes into the water. And I was talking to Beth about this the other day. I've lost detoxers. There's been like that one day I didn't touch base with them, and then when I follow up the next day, they're all, oh, I had a cheeseburger yesterday. I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, what? It's only been 24 hours since I talked to you, and they've already fallen off the bandwagon. So I'm helping my new consultants to coach people through the detox, and we're not like hounding them with messages, but you play off of each other. So I will check in that group, and if my consultant hasn't touched base, I'm touching base. So the detoxer or the person interested in the business is getting a little touch from someone before they fall through the cracks. Because the other thing that I've learned is that as fast as social media is evolving, like people used to say all the time, write out your dream team list and you need to talk to them as soon as possible, because if you don't, someone else will. Guys, I feel like with social media today, it's like if you don't talk to them this hour, they're going to see something else in the next 30 minutes. So it's just helping to speed up the process and just meeting people where they're at. And I found that, if you are making them feel comfortable, because we already know that people won't do business with you unless they know, like, and trust you. So you've developed that trust. There is such a thing called virtual relationships that we've been hearing a lot about here recently. And when you help people to trust you in that Facebook Messenger, in their comfort zone, help to build them up and get a little bit of confidence, then they're more likely to now do things that are uncomfortable, because you've helped make them comfortable in their own environment first, instead of just asking them to do something so crazy like talk to your friend in California. They're going to get so freaked out. Not everyone, but some people will. So that's it. Beth, is there anything else you wanted me to share? I know I'm talking like